Managing Amazon inventory incorrectly leads to lost profits through stockouts or excess storage fees. In this video, you will learn how to use SellerBoard's inventory planner to automate your stock management, calculate precise reorder times, and determine optimal order quantities based on your sales velocity. If you want to try SellerBoard for yourself, you will find a 2 months free trial link below in the description.
Hello, Alex. I'm really excited to have you back on Orange Klik YouTube channel. And today we're going to talk about how Amazon sellers could automate their inventory management so they would know exactly when to order their next products and also what to order and when they should really do it. So before we go into the topic, could you first introduce yourself and also give us a brief overview of what SellerBoard is and how Amazon sellers are finding your tool useful?
Sure. Hello, Lisette. Thank you again for the invitation. As always, pleasure to be here. So my name is Alex. I'm part of the marketing team at SellerBoard. I've been with the SellerBoard team for, I think, 2 years now. And SellerBoard is a profit analytics software. So this is our main area of focus. We try to help sellers understand, whether they're making a profit at the end of the day or not, and doing that by kind of offering them tools for analysis and tools for making their calculations more and more accurate. Today's topic, by the way, is also part of the things that we talk about when we kind of pitch the profitability issue to sellers, because inventory management, can be a major profit killer. So yeah, today I'm going to cover how you can use SellerBoard not only to analyze your profits, but also go a step further and plan out your inventory in an efficient way so you can, basically stop losing profit on unnecessary fees that come, from Amazon and stuff like that.
Because I mean, in the end of the day, the goal is to have enough inventory, never too less and never too much of it.
Yeah, there's a certain sweet spot that you need to hit.
Good. So I think you're gonna now go ahead. You will share your screen and you're gonna walk us through the tool. But as always, I know you're gonna give very important insights. So if you're watching this video right now, and for example, you're not yet using the seller boards or this inventory management feature they have, it will still be very useful video for you to understand on what you should really focus on when you would like to manage your inventory better. So we are ready to learn from you, Alex.
All right, thank you. So I'm sharing my screen now, and I assume you can see it. What you see is the inventory planner, which is a part of the inventory module in SellerBoard. And I'm going to very briefly give you first an impression of what this is and how you can use it. So the overall inventory module has several parts in it, and the inventory planner is the first and most important of it because it gives you an evaluation of your stock, so you can really understand whether where your stock is situated currently, whether in the FBA warehouse, on the way somewhere, if it's being transferred. Maybe you have stock that's reserved, so unavailable for sale, or you also might have stock in your prep center or in several different prep centers, by the way, because we recently introduced a new feature to account for different prep centers that you might be using. And so you can have an assessment of your stock and also have detailed information regarding the products that you have in your inventory, how much you have of them, how much are available for sale, what's their total value, how fast are you selling through those products. And most importantly, these two columns that you see with the little green check marks, or if you're in a good situation, or maybe red marks if you are kind of, running out of stock. So these two columns will help you understand when it's a good time to reorder and how many days of stock you have left. So there's a very robust, simple but robust calculation mechanism behind it. And today I'm going to show you how you can input some additional information into SellerBoard. So these calculations will be more accurate and based on the real data that you know regarding the whole logistics process that stands behind your Amazon business. So first things first, let's go through the UI and the overall workflow of how you can use the inventory planner. So as I mentioned before, you have these tiles up here that gives you evaluation of your stock. And you have several tools for filtering and narrowing your search and the products that you want to view and work with. Obviously, you can use the search tool because you can maybe want to take a look at specific products and quickly find the ones that are of more interest currently. Then you can see specifically FBA or FBM stock and analyze different marketplaces, see products that are out of stock or not. Maybe you can want to hide them and just see the ones that are available. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, this is the main product view. So in the product view, you have different tabs and columns, and let's quickly take a look at them and see how the data is presented. So first of all, you have your FBA stock, which we basically pull from Amazon. And if you click on the value right here, you will see the value, the dynamics of the stock over time. And you will also normally will see, given this is a demo account, but in your actual account, you will see a projection of your forecast that will give you an impression how fast you will sell your current stock through at the given sales velocity that you have. So this takes us to the next column, which is basically the sales velocity. I'm going to get back to the reserved on stock value in a second, but since we mentioned it, the sales velocity is a metric that tells you how fast you're selling a product through. And this is information that is based on your retrospective sales history. And there's different things that there are different things that might happen in with your sales in the past. So you might want to fine tune that information. So adjust it, right? This is why it's called adjusted sales velocity. And I'm going to show you how you can do it. Also, you might want to take into account seasonality. I'll also present you with the tools to do that. But just to finish with the products view. So the next importance columns, as I mentioned, are the days of stock left that you have here, which basically are self-explanatory. They tell you how many more days of stock you have for specific products, and the days until next order. So in order for SellerBoard to give you this data regarding how many days you still have left until you need to place the next order, you need to supply SellerBoard with your lead times. So basically say, okay, I need this amount of days for the product to get produced or shipped by the supplier, and then an X or Y amount of days to get the product from the supplier to the prep center, and then from the prep center to the FBA warehouse. So all of the data, you can also input it and get this information calculated for you. The last but not least metric that we have here is the recommended quantity for your ordering. We have for this demo product calculated. So this is basically the data that I just mentioned taken into account. So your current stock level, how fast you're selling through, your adjusted sales velocity metrics, all of that taken into account. SellerBoard will understand when exactly where you will run out of stock, and in order to avoid that, how much stock you should order when you will be placing the next order, because all of the data is already there. So having this number, you can avoid actually running out of stock and avoid, ordering too much or too little, because this data will be based on your sales history and or on the target stock range that you will input. So let me now show you how you can input all of the data. Probably before I do that, a few quick things for people that maybe are acquainted with the inventory planner but want to know more. So there are a few things that you might not be aware of. First of all, we've introduced recently, as I mentioned, the fact that over here where you have the prep center stock values, which basically you input by yourself how many units of a specific product you have in the prep center. Now you can go ahead and click over here and add another prep center. So, and maybe even give it a name if you want to navigate easily and understand where exactly is that stock. So you can do that. So use several prep centers. And another thing here, frankly, I just discovered recently, it's a small thing, but the product team just introduced me to it, and I want to share. So you have the COGS value over here. If you click on it, then you can actually go immediately to the place where you can change your cost of goods. So it's a quick shortcut. And what else? Probably that this is it. This is pretty much everything I wanted to show you on the main inventory view for the products. And now, with the sales velocity, this value right here, I promise to show you how you can fine tune it. So basically, give SellerBoard more data to fine tune the forecast. Let's start with the first step over here. So these are the lead times which you need to input if you want to SellerBoard to give you the days of do you have before placing the new order, right? And then the quantity for the new order to be placed. So you have to tell SellerBoard, first of all, the manufacturing time, how much time does it take to manufacture the product or ship it by the supplier. Then if you're using a prep center, then also you'll specify the shipping from the supplier to the prep center, then again from the prep center to the FBA. And also you can account for a FBA buffer because sometimes it takes time for more time than usual for the FBA shipment to be processed. So you can input that. And yeah, at the end, you will specify what's your target stock range. For how many days do you want to feel comfortable with enough stock, right? So we have 3 weeks here, but you should decide depending on your own knowledge. So yeah, then we have the forecast, and here you have the tools for fine tuning your adjusted sales velocity. By the way, we were having this conversation on this topic with Lisette recently. So she's a power user in this feature of SellerBoard. What you can do here actually is take a look at the periods which SellerBoard analyzes to give you a forecast and give you sales velocity calculation, and really ask yourself, is the data, the sales history in these periods representative? Maybe there's a specific period that I don't know, as a user, I do not want to take into account. Like I want to maybe skip the Black Friday Cyber Monday period, or maybe I want to skip some period that was affected by an external factor that I don't want to take into account. So then I would go ahead and reduce the weight or the importance of that specific period over here in this column. So all these values that you have here in the weight column should add up to 1. So that's the main logic. And depending on how much weight you want to attribute to a specific period, you will distribute these values over here. Then you will be presented with the adjusted sales velocity value. Next thing you can take into account is seasonality. This graph is pretty self-explanatory. So you have the months of the year over here at the bottom. And the normal value for demand that you assess for this product is at 1. So everything above 1 is like a spike in demand that you expect because of the seasonality. And then everything below and how much below. So starting from 0 again up to 1 is like a value of demand that's really low. So over here, we're looking at pretty much, I don't know, back to school product or something like that, when the demand for the product spikes in August and then slightly begins to decrease after that. Right. So this is the seasonality. And the last thing you want to take into account is the projected monthly growth, which a lot of sellers don't really do. But we strongly suggest doing that as well, because as a business, you probably are growing like as a whole with all of the small factors. You might be not taking into account the big picture, and you probably should be doing that. So in order to do so and understand how much you're growing and what's that percentage for you, be it, I don't know, 2, 3, or 5%, then you need to take a look retrospectively and analyze month by month your overall value, right, of sales. So then input it here because it would also affect the forecast that SellerBoard will do. All right, so much for the forecast. Let's gradually move on. Another thing I want to introduce you to is basically the shipping to FBA tab, where you can input the data regarding the size of your products, the units per box, the dimensions of the box that you're sending to Amazon with the FBA shipment. You can also create templates, and then when you will be creating FBA shipments, you can quickly use and assign templates to your shipments. So it will make the process easier. And I'm only saying this because we are already beta testing in closed mode the creation of FBA shipment. It's been a long time for us doing this and introducing this feature, but we are almost there to releasing it into open beta. And yeah, again, this can also be used like a place where you store information regarding the things like who's prepping your orders, or maybe is it you or Amazon who's labeling and packing, because this info might help you navigate through the products that are different. So for some of the products that might be you as a seller, and for other products that might be Amazon as well. So yeah, and the last thing here, for the purchase orders, you might be having products that need additional like fields for inputting info that will help the supplier understand which products exactly do you want to order. So if you have size, if you have color, you can also input that info here. And once you will be using the purchase order mechanism that we have in the inventory module and send out the POs to the supplier, then all of these values you can fill in, and it will be easier to, for the supplier to understand what exactly do you want to order. Right. So yeah, this is a good way to kind of, for the sellers that want to make their, calculations for inventory more accurate, I guess this is a good way to start, because just having the numbers here, you would have normally, after connecting SellerBoard to your seller's account, you would have the FBA stock that we will pull through the API. Then you would have like a general sales velocity calculation based on your sales history, but this is like raw data. And then the next step for those who want to like step up probably their inventory game with SellerBoard would be to make those small fine changes and fine tunes so the calculations would be more accurate. Yeah, here in the inventory planner, one more important thing is that when you have a lot of ASINs, we strongly suggest taking a look at the import function, because updating your inventory can be like a burden, and especially if you have like hundreds or maybe thousands of ASINs. Then when you're uploading info regarding your prep center stock, regarding how many how many units you ordered, strongly suggest using this import function. And yeah, so this basically, for us, taking a look at how many sellers are actually using the import function was like a discovery, because we then understood that even the wholesalers, it was like bottleneck for them. And then once we reached out to a lot of them and introduced the function and made it a little bit more easy to use, with dragging and dropping and just inputting like a Google Sheet link here, then the percentage of users actually using raised. So yeah, we're continuing to pitch and push these small changes and adjustments.
Thank you very much for showing how to use the inventory planner feature. And we're likely going to record another video soon for our YouTube channel, where we are going to go more into details with a few other tools, and some of the updates. Seller boards will come out shortly. But I wanted to ask a few questions. So what is kind of like the main alternative for Amazon sellers right now? For example, if they're not using a seller board and they're not managing inventory yet through this feature, is Amazon providing them some kind of a dashboard or a tool within Seller Central to do it? Or what's like the other main way how Amazon sellers are managing their inventory?
So from my personal experience with the users that I talk to, and even with the agencies that handle user accounts, I don't know for which reason, but if you're not talking about alternative software, because obviously the best way to track it and to manage it is, having a software, be it SolidBoard or some other software, up and running. But aside from that, sellers are still using spreadsheets. So basically downloading, and working with pivot tables, working with VLOOKUP functions. And yeah, I agree on the fact that it might be more flexible and you kind of can build your own workflow around it, but always, spending a part of your day updating the data, and then, being prompt to errors, because, it's a hand, I'd say a handmade process, then it makes it a lot more riskier. But for us, maybe the main advantage of using an inventory module that's connected to your profit calculation module is the fact that when you're performing like analysis of on an account level and of profitability, and then you dig down to a product level, then you can immediately see what's up for your with your inventory. And it's like, a list of, or I would say a workflow that you can actually seamlessly follow. And then the output and the benefit of understanding which products are generating more profit, and you need to kind of be have a good stock for them, or vice versa, which products are making you lose profit, and what's the remainder of the stock there, what you need to do with it. Should you sell it through? What should you liquidate it? The workflow immediately becomes a lot easier when you have all of these things in one. So this is why kind of we did what we did, introducing the inventory planner into a profit analytics software.
And it kind of makes sense also for business owners who are about to scale their business or just don't sell one or two products, right? Because like the more products you have in your product catalog on Amazon or also different marketplaces, right? Is Sellerboard supporting different markets Amazon is active on?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We actually just released in open beta the Walmart marketplace. So yeah, this is another major channel that we support now, because aside from that, Sellerboard has the connectivity with eBay, and we have like a separate Sellerboard feature for Shopify, which I personally use on the daily, and I like it really much. Yeah, but now also you will have your Walmart dashboard connected to your main Sellerboard account, so you would be able to easily switch between Amazon and Walmart and kind of have everything in one dashboard.
Okay, that's a great news, definitely, because a lot of Amazon sellers are currently in the process or already have begun their journey also on Walmart.com. So awesome that you're providing important tools for them as well. Well, thank you so much, Alex. Before we go, of course, there are links to Sellerboards in the video description below. But what would you say, what is the best way to learn more about this inventory planner feature, but also about all of the other features Sellerboard is offering for sellers?
Sure. As always, I suggest taking a look at our demo account. So just visit sellerboard.com, see the button that says demo account. This is actually the same exact account that I was using when presenting the inventory planner to you. So we do have demo data there. And then once you kind of understand on the top level what the software is about and click through the different features and see what it has to offer, do use Orange Click's link to register and see how it will work for you, because you will get 2 months of free trial and there's no obligation to continue from there. But having your own numbers inside the software, and probably the first and the major step that you will have to do additionally is input your COGS, because the calculations start from there. Then you will immediately see the benefit of understanding live, where your stock is, where your profit is, and then you will be only able to drill down to as many details of making it specific as you want, because there are certain tools that help you to do that. Right. So long story short, go to sellerboard.com, see the demo account, check it out.
Perfect. And also, you're more than welcome to check out other videos I have recorded with Alex in the past. They're up on our YouTube channel, where we're also going through different features they have. So you might find those helpful as well. So thanks, Alex, for joining me, and I hope to see you soon on Orange Click channel.
Thank you, Lisette, again. See you soon.
I hope this video will help you to manage your inventory on Amazon a little bit better and smarter. And if you are interested in what Sellerboard does and how it helps Amazon sellers, check the link in the video description below and get 2 months trial. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy the content we create. And if you have additional questions, leave them in the comments section below. And now I would recommend you to watch another video where you will learn how to analyze profitability and understand the true cost of product returns. So check this out.